Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It's Garlaanx here, bringing you a new Neverwinter video. And I know this is a little behind, but you know, it is what it is. We still had to do the research. I still wanted to make the video, so it's in my archives. We're talking about the new enchantment coming from Module 25. A lot of people think that it's best in slot, and I kind of want to argue that point a little bit. I don't want to clarify that it is best in slot, but it is from Module 25, the Menzo Baranzin campaign. If you go to the store here, it's going to be right down here, the Lightning Flash. Now, you can buy this as many times as you want. They're unbound. You can sell them, etc. But yeah, I mean, it is a little bit of grind to get it. But, you know, the prices will fluctuate in the auction house on your own respective platform. But like I said, is this Lightning Flash best in slot? In my own opinion, no. I don't believe it is. Is it nice to have? Yes, 100% it's nice to have. And what it all comes down to is how you balance your own statistics, your own build, and what you're doing. So if we look here at the Mythic Lightning Flash, your attacks grant you a stack of lightning charge for 10 seconds. Each stack grants 2.5% to your accuracy and critical strike. It has a max stack of 3 stacks, so it's 7.5, right? It's 7.5 accuracy and critical strike. So most people should be capped out on all of their statistics. I put a video out, I think back in Mod 23, of how to get all 5 offensive statistics to 90%. So yeah, I mean, it all depends on how you balance things. So in Mod 25, we have a lot of new gear. People are switching out that gear, so they're missing statistics, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing, guys. I've said this since the changes that they did to statistics in this whole new system. Critical strike does not have to be 90%. It doesn't. 70%, 75, 80, 85, 90, it doesn't matter. As long as you're in that, 75 to 80% range, you're going to crit all the time. Critical strike just means how often you're going to critically hit. It does not affect your damage. So, is it highly important that you max it out to 90%? No, it is not. 80% versus 90% is practically the same thing. You're going to crit all the time, a majority of the time. Accuracy, on the other hand, is a little different. You would like to have, theoretically, 90% accuracy. Accuracy determines how much raw damage you're doing to a target based on their deflect amount. So, if you get deflected hits from a boss battle or something, accuracy determines how much damage you're actually going to do, and how much that boss is going to negate through their own internal deflect chance. So I can't dismiss accuracy as being a not needed stat. It is needed to a degree. Do you have to have it again to 90%? You don't, but it is encouraged. But anything higher than 80%, you're still going to be pumping out damage. Someone that has maxed out all 5 offensive statistics versus you who doesn't have critical strike or accuracy at 90%, yeah, they're theoretically going to do a little bit more DPS than you, but the difference is going to be insignificant. You're still going to be valid. You're still going to be doing damage. These 2 statistics aren't the important ones. Power, combat advantage, and critical severity will always be the top 3 of importance. Those have to be 90% to maximize your DPS potential. So, the Lightning Flash giving you 7.5 accuracy and critical strike, yeah, again, it is nice to have, but to consider this best in slot, I can't do that. It just, the mathematics don't equate. The Lightning Flash may give you about 3 to 4% overall DPS. 4% is pushing it. Between 3 to 4 overall DPS by using the Lightning Flash. Now, Cryptic did do a good job of balancing it because they didn't want it to be super overpowering. So the second effect on it is your critical strikes deal 15 extra magnitude damage, and then they slapped an internal cooldown on it. That can only happen every 10 seconds. So the 15 extra magnitude damage is not a lot of damage. What kills this enchantment is the actual 10-second internal cooldown. It doesn't proc. The cooldown doesn't need to be on there. If Cryptic wanted to make this enchantment best in slot, they would have made it like 25 extra magnitude damage without having an internal cooldown. But they didn't. They didn't do that. So, like I said, what are our other options out there? You have the Poison Thorn and the Curse Burn. We've already refuted that the Poison Thorn is bad, especially on the Warlock. The Poison Thorn is not good. If you search my videos, I did a Cursed Burn versus Poison Thorn video a while back. I'll actually just leave a link to that in the description of this video if you want to go watch that video just to see why, Cursed Burn is so much superior than Poison Thorn. So we're essentially comparing Lightning Flash and Curse Burn. On your screen right now is Curse Burn. I'm not going to read the tooltip. You should be familiar with Curse Burn by now. We've had it for several modules. And I'm not telling you to use either or. Again, if you want to use Lightning Flash, just for those statistics and based upon how you're building your character, how you're hitting your hard caps and your statistics and everything, that's completely up to you. But you're not relying on this Lightning Flash for that extra damage. You're just not going to get damage out of this. This is solely for the statistics of accuracy and critical strike. And again, those stats aren't the most important. So let's just verify that everything's working here. What are my stats? Accuracy's 52 and severity's 83 or something. Let's just go ahead, pop this, get some damage going here. For some reason, why do I have Arms of Hadar on? Did Cryptic do something? I'm on preview today. Yeah, what am I doing right now? It doesn't matter. So let's see here. Lightning Charge times 3. It is stacking accordingly, obviously. Spawn this bad boy again here, do some damage, la-da-da-da, get that all stacked up, whatever. And then if we look at our statistics, yes, it went up to 60%, and then crit severity. I have other gear on, so it maxed out to 90. But you are getting, or I'm sorry, the critical strike, not crit severity. The critical strike versus the accuracy, you can see it fell off already. It only lasts 10 seconds, but every time you do damage, you get a stack. So it has essentially 100% uptime. No downtime, 100% uptime. As long as you're attacking a target, you'll have all 3 stacks of that. But again, do you need 90% critical strike? No. Do you need 90% accuracy? No, not really, but it is encouraged on accuracy. So let's go ahead. We're going to look at the raw numbers real quick and just compare all of this nonsense. So if we do look at the Lightning Flash, you can clearly see it does no damage, guys. It's 0% of my overall damage. Lightning Flash, this was just a small testing sample here. 3-minute test. Lightning Flash did like 18,000 damage. It does not crit, and it does not get combat advantage. So that, again, affects its overall damage, and why it's not really that great of an enchantment unless you're using it for the statistical gain. If we compare that to the Cursed Burn, you can see Cursed Burn, again, a 3.5-minute test. Cursed Burn did 2.9 million damage. Not a lot of damage. Do you have to use Cursed Burn? No, I'm not telling you to use anything. I can only provide you with the numbers and what things look like. So in this test, for instance, Cursed Burn hit for 520 times, and it does critical strike, and it does get combat advantage damage. The max hit was like 11,000, so you're just constantly proccing your Curse Burn, and it's just the way it is. Now, when we compare that to the Poison Thorn, you can see Poison Thorn is just horrible. Poison Thorn is abysmal on Warlock. Maybe it's better on other DPS classes. I don't know. I only play a Warlock. But Poison Thorn is just horrible in comparison to either. You might as well use Lightning Flash over Poison Thorn if you're not going to get the small damage boost from Curse Burn. But again, the damage is insignificant. The damage from Curse Burn is insignificant. The damage from Poison Thorn is insignificant. And the damage from the Lightning Flash is just absolutely doo-doo butter. You're not really using these enchantments to boost your damage per se, but the numbers don't lie. Curse Burn is going to be your raw DPS numbers. The Lightning Flash, again, depending on how you balance your statistics, theoretically will give you 3 to 4% DPS overall increase. However, again, if you've balanced your statistics already and you already have, high critical strike and high accuracy, then you have diminishing returns and you're not getting that much out of that Lightning Flash. Therefore, you might as well use the Curse Burn. So, again, a more in-depth look at this. This was an actual legitimate test, not just me sitting there smacking shit. This is a single target test, all my normal powers, normal gear, not best in slot gear. I don't have best in slot gear on preview. I can only do, limited testing on preview due to my limitations on the gear that I have access to. So we're looking at 317,000 encounter DPS, and this is with the Lightning Flash. Again, full test, 3 minute, 40 seconds, boss target. I did 70 million damage. And you can see Lightning Flash, 19,000 damage, abysmal, absolutely abysmal. But again, you're not using the Lightning Flash for that damage, so it is what it is. I actually had to balance around this because my statistics were where I wanted them before, so the Lightning Flash was really doing nothing for me, so I had to move some gear around to actually, boost the accuracy and critical strike so I can actually look at it. But you can see the Lightning Strike hit for 44 times because, again, it only has limited opportunity to hit. It has an internal cooldown of 10 seconds, which sucks. So it is what it is. And yeah, the Lightning Flash does not get critical strike and it does not get combat advantage damage. So if you compare that to the Curse Burn, again, full test, this was a little over 4 minutes. Yeah, I did overall less encounter DPS, and I did 80 million damage. However, it was a slightly longer test. I believe the Lightning Flash was, 3 minutes and 40 seconds. This was 4 minutes and 16 seconds. So my encounter DPS did go down a little bit. Maybe I missed a rotation or something. All of that is irrelevant. What we're looking at is the Cursed Burn overall damage was 3.8 million, almost 3.9 million. Cursed Burn hit for 730 times. It does have the opportunity to crit, and it does get combat advantage damage. So, again, Cursed Burn was only 5% of my overall DPS. So, like I said, do you have to use Cursed Burn? No. Do you have to use Lightning Flash? No. Do you have to use Poison Thorn? No. It all depends on personal preference. That's the whole point of this video, guys, is me to tell you that none of these are technically best in slot. It comes down to the class you're playing, the build you're using, how you're balancing your overall statistics, and your personal choice of what you want to use. 5% of my damage is irrelevant. Curse Burn I'll probably continue to use. I haven't made or published the Mod 25 Warlock build yet, but I don't think I'm going to be using Lightning Flash in that build. I just don't see it happening. I can move statistics around where I'm still very self-sufficient, that I'm not going to need the Lightning Flash. However, I could be wrong. I haven't played or did any of the numbers yet, but it is what it is. So again, like I said, if we want to look, Lightning Flash damage, the raw damage, absolutely abysmal. You're only going to use that if you have to boost your critical strike and your accuracy. But then, like I said, overall, Curse Burn, specifically talking about the Warlock, you guys, if you play other classes, you'll have to look at someone that makes content for those classes. I can only speak on the Warlock. On the Warlock, Curse Burn, again, only 5% damage, 5% overall damage. Like I said, with the Lightning Flash, you're looking at maybe 3 to 4% overall damage. But again, those numbers are relying on you balancing your statistics. If you already have those high critical numbers and the high accuracy numbers, Lightning Flash isn't going to do anything for you. You might as well be using the Curse Burn anyway. The Curse Burn isn't going to give you a ton of extra damage, but it's damage nevertheless, and damage is good. We want damage. So I don't really have much more to say, guys, other than, you know, Cryptic can't really balance anything or do anything correctly because all of these enchantments are just absolute doo-doo butter. It is what it is. They're not good. I'd rather have the old enchantments back, but that'll never happen. When this first came out, I was hoping, since it was the Lightning Flash, that it was going to be like the old Lightning AoE enchantment that we had. And they decided not to do that. So we really technically don't have any real AoE enchantments in game yet. Curse Burn is theoretically and technically in AoE, but it's just good all around. It's good for AoE, it's good for single target, but bringing back that old school Lightning enchantment where it chained all the targets and everything, they can make an enchantment like that again, balance it accordingly, and I think players would be happy. This iteration of this Lightning Flash, like I said, I'm not a big fan of it. I know other content creators out there put videos on it saying, you know, it's best in slot, you need to go buy it, blah, blah, blah. You know, guys, just do what you want. Do what you feel is appropriate. Don't go out there and spend, I think on Xbox, you know, 3 to 4 million AD buying a Lightning Flash at Mythic. Yeah, it's just pointless. If you already have a Mythic Cursed Burn, then just use the Cursed Burn. That's my advice. Again, you're going to do what you want to do. So, that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and leave them below. Thank you for watching as always. More videos to come. And, yeah, I'll see you guys real soon.